Just I would like to run through the certification questions. So what is the functionality of an aggregation node in a calculation view? It calculates minimum maximum, some minimum maximum values for the selected column. It provides the grouping of filter criteria. It provides the deep control over which columns are totaled. It determines the output structure of the calculation view. So let me log into the HANA Studio. So once we log into the HANA Studio, click OK. Expand the system. So here you have catalog and content. Let us expand the content. So what it is saying, what is the functionality of an aggregation node in a calculation view? So I'll go back. I'll go to the calculation view, double click on any calculation view. So once we double click on any calculation view, let us click on the aggregation node. So once we click on the aggregation node, so click on the, so we need to have some measures here. Let me open some measures. So if you select any measure, so here you can see the aggregation type. You have max, mini, count, but what it is asking over here, the question that it is asking over here is, what is the functionality of an aggregation node in a calculation view? It calculates sum, minimum, maximum values for the selected column. It provides the grouping of filter criteria. It provides deeper control over which columns are totaled. It determines the output structure of the calculation view. So there are two right answers for this question. It calculates minimum max. So this is the right answer. Let me hide the answers. Some minimum maximum values. It provides the deeper control over which columns are to be totaled. Next question. Which of the following is included in a rapid deployment solution implemented on SAP HANA? So first of all, what is RDS? What is the importance of RDS? Rapid deployment solutions are packaged solutions or pre-configured solutions provided by SAP for rapid implementation of the project. When you're purchasing these solutions, what is the advantage? They provide guides and education materials. You can have all the best practices and templates that are provided by SAP. You can get all the best practices and templates. You can also get a mix of on-site and off-site consulting. So some of the best practices and templates that we have as a part of RDS. This I'll show you from the Dropbox. Let me go to the Dropbox. So if you go to the Dropbox, go to Con Materials, go to Set 1, go to Assignments, Set 2. So here you can see HANA RDS. If I double click on HANA RDS, here you can see RDS documents, the prerequisites, project schedule, requirements, technical content mapping documents. If we double click on so these are some of the documents that we have. The requirement documents, and then you have library documents, configuration, process diagrams, test scripts. So these are the templates that are provided as a part of RDS. So let us go back. So what do we get as a part of RDS solution? Guides and education materials, a mix of on-site and off-site consulting, SAP best practices and templates. So let us go to the next question. Question number 3. You want to enable the end user to decide at runtime how to restrict the data in an information model. Which of the following objects do you use? Input parameters, filter, restricted measures, variables. So you want to enable the end user to decide at runtime how to restrict the data in an information model. So how can we restrict data in an information model? So I can restrict using, please see, it's asking at runtime how do you like to restrict, and that too for an end user. In order to restrict data at the runtime for the end user, we use variables. Now how do you create a variable? Let me go back to HANA Studio. Let me right click on any of this, click data preview. I'll click on raw data. So here I can see output of the company codes. Let me double click on the calculation view. Click on parameters and variables. Once we click on parameters and variables, click on this plus icon, click on create variable, give the name, so select the attribute BUKRS. Selection type is single value, multiple entries is mandatory, and click OK. So once you click OK, so here you can see the variable. Click on save and validate. And click on save and activate. Click data preview. So here you can see the company code from, select 1000, click OK, and click OK, and click raw data. Now I can only see the company code data, which is 1000. If I click on show log, double click on generated SQL. So here we can see select top 1000 BUKRS BU text, WAERSL text from underscore sys underscore BIC. So these are the column views where BUKRS is in 1000. So here you can see the where clause. It applies the where clause in order to filter data at the runtime of the user query. So you want to enable the end user to decide at runtime how to restrict the data in an information model. Which of the following objects do you use? Is nothing but variable. Variable is an object that can restrict data at the runtime of the user query. Okay, participants, the question number 3. Let us go to the next question. Question number 4. You want to create a sales analysis by combining your customer master data with your transactional sales data. You want to combine your customer master data with your transactional sales data. How do we design customer master data? Using an attribute view. How do you design transactional sales data? Using an analytic view. So we need to use the customer master data as an attribute view and transactional sales data as an analytic view for doing sales analysis. So here are the answers. How do you model to ensure the best performance? It is asking to get the best performance. How can we model? Model the transaction data in the data foundation of an analytic view. model master data in the data foundation of an attribute view, join both in the logical join of an analytic view. Join both in the logical join of an analytic view. Model transaction data in the projection node of a calculation view. Model master data in the data foundation of an attribute view. Combine both using a union node of a calculation view. Model the transaction data in the data foundation of an analytic view. Model master data in the projection node of a calculation view. Combine both in the union node of a calculation view. Model transaction data in the projection node of a calculation view. Model master data in the data foundation of an attribute view. Combine both in the join node of a calculation view. Please see here. Here, I would like to do sales analysis using an analytic view. So in these 4 answers, which answer is right answer? Just I leave this question to participants. So I require an answer where we have an analytic view as an attribute view, analytic view and attribute view, where we can use both these objects at the star join to create a data foundation. Just I leave this question to participants to answer. You can type your answers in the chat box. Yeah, most of the participants give the right answer. They give the answer as A, and A is the right answer. Why? Because model transaction data in the data foundation of an analytic view. You see transaction data in the data foundation of an analytic view. Master data in the data foundation of an attribute view. And join both in the logical join of an analytic view. Please see. And I go back. Let me open any analytic view. So you're designing this company code master in an attribute view. You're designing this company code master in an attribute view. And then after you design this attribute view, what are we trying to do? Inside an analytic view, inside this analytic view, at the star join data foundation, we are trying to join the master data with that of the transaction data. We are joining the master data with transaction data. Is it okay, participants, now? So here we see we're creating attribute view over here. This attribute view, we're trying to, so this is the master data object, which is an attribute view. So this attribute view I'm trying to join with the transaction data, which is nothing but the analytic view. Okay, participants. So that's why you see here the answer is A. Model transaction data in the data foundation of an analytic view. Model master data in the data foundation of an attribute view. Join both in the star join data foundation of an analytic view. Let us go to the next question. What must you do to enable currency conversions with a fixed currency in an analytic view? So here it is asking, what must you do to enable currency conversion? So to enable a currency conversion with a fixed currency, only we need to fix only one currency in an analytic view. So how can we do that? Let us go back. Let us double click on the analytic view. Click on any of the measures. Click on the semantic type. Select amount with currency code. So once we select amount with currency code, please see, participants, here we need to check an option called conversion. Once we check this option called conversion, then here you can see schema for currency conversion, source currency, target currency. So what we can do here, just we need to assign fixed currency. So here you see fixed currency. So what did we do in order to enable currency conversion? What must you do to enable the currency conversion with the fixed currency in an analytic view? Set enable for current conversion option. The answer for this question is enable. Set the enable for conversion option. So we need to set this. So without enable this, everything is disabled over here. See, all the options are disabled. Unless and until we don't enable, we cannot set. So set enable for conversion option inside an analytic view. So let us go to the next question. Just I'm run through the questions. I'm running through these questions. You created two analytic views for actual. You created two analytic views. One you created for actual. Another one you created for plan, financial data each. You created another one for plan. The data covers for multiple years. The data covers for multiple years. You want to display the actual data, plan data, and their difference in three separate columns in a report. The difference column is a calculated column. The difference column is a calculated column. How can you model this? Create a calculation view. Combine the analytic view in a calculation view using the union with constant values. Create a restated column for each year for actual and planned columns in each analytic view. Combine the analytic views in a new calculation view using a union. Create an analytic view. Combine the analytic views in the new analytic view using a referential join. Creating a calculation view. Combine the analytic view in a calculation view using union. Participants, which answer do you think is the right answer? Just, you can read the question. Just I'm trying to run through again. You have created two analytic views, actual, plan for each financial data each. The data covers for multiple years. You want to display the actual data, plan data, and their difference in three separate columns in a report. The difference column is a calculated column. How can you model this? I'll leave this to the participants once again. So let me continue this session. So the answer for this question, the right answer for this question is the answer is A. Sorry, the answer is D, sorry. Please see, if you see the answers here, it is given as A is the right answer. But A is not the right answer. And D is the right answer. So why D is the right answer? The reason is, when I go back, when I go to any calculation view, so here you can see the same scenario. So here you can see two analytic views. We're trying to combine both this inside a union node. and then in an aggregation, and then to the semantics. Now here we can see this is actual and this is plan. So two analytic views. When you click on the union, please see participants, expand actual, expand plan. So here you can see year column. I'm trying to combine years into one single column in the target. Both data belong to actual as well as plan. It's trying to combine in a column called year. Now here you have VV010001. So we're trying to combine both actual as well as plan into one single column again. And here there is something called indicator. What is this indicator? So indicator, when I right click on this, click manage mappings. Here you can see the data that is coming from actual. It is giving the constant value as actual. Data coming from plan. It gives the constant value as plan. And click OK. So here you have data related to actual, data related to plan, and then you're trying to combine in one single target. Click on semantics and click on data preview. Drag and drop the year. Drag and drop the indicator. Some problem here. 1 minute. Let me click on validate. Click save and activate. Let me click data preview once again. Drag and drop the year. Just I'm trying to see whether it is working or not. Let me validate and activate once again. Just I'm trying to validate and activate once again. So there's some problem on the schema mapping. Let me rectify this issue. There's an issue on the schema mapping. Let's rectify this schema mapping issue. Let us click on schema mapping. Let's select the system. One minute, participants, just to rectify this issue. One minute, I'm just activating this. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain out here is, so here we have two analytic views. So let me right click on this analytic view, click data preview, click on raw data. So here we can see the data preview for an analytic view. Click back, right click on this analytic view, click data preview for this as well, and click raw data. So here we can see data for both these analytic views. Click back. Now let us click on the union node. Once you click on the union node, expand actual, expand plan. So once we expand actual and plan, so please see participants here. Here you have year column. Here you have VV010, VV010001. Now let us right click on the union, click data preview, and here click on raw data. So once you click on raw data, so here please see participants, once you click on raw data, drag and drop the year column, drag and drop VV010, drag and drop VB01001, click on table. So once you click on table, drag and drop the year column, drag and drop the year column, select 1996. Once you select 1996, so here you can see the year 1996, VB010, VB01001, year VB010, VB01001, and in order to calculate the difference, this is actual and this is plan. Once I go back, I can click on the aggregation node. So here you see there's a difference column. I click on the difference column, click edit. Now what did we do? We done a calculated column. So in this calculated column, what did we do? VV010 minus VV01001. I created a calculated column. So once you create a calculated column, click on the semantics. Now please see participants. According to the question, you created a two analytic view, one for actual and the other one for plan. The data covers for multiple years. You want to display actual data, plan data, and their difference in three separate columns in a report. The difference column is a calculated column. So didn't we achieve this requirement? When I click on data preview, when you drag and drop a year, so here it displays for multiple years. Drag and drop the actual gross revenue, plan gross revenue, and the difference between actual and plan. Once you select for the year 1996, is it not showing the actual plan and the difference? So now this is the answer for it. This is the answer for D. Create a calculation view. Combine the analytic views in a calculation view using a union. Now here you have another answer similar to this, but only the difference over here is union with constant values. So this is only the difference which is known as union with constant value. So when we say union with constant values, what does this mean? So let us go back. Let us click back. So once you click back, so here you can see we can see union with constant values. So what does this mean, union with constant values? I'll remove this now. I'll remove the target column. I'll even remove this column. So here I have this plus icon. I'll click on this plus icon and I'll give the name as indicator. At the indicator, data type is varchar, length is 10, and click OK. Now, please see participants. I created a new column called indicator. I'll right click on this column. Participants able to hear me? Just I got a message, participants not able to hear me. Is everything okay? All the participants? Yeah, thank you so much. So here I created a new column called indicator. Right click on this column, click manage mappings. So here you see data related to actual, and here we see data related to plan. Now in the actual, I'm giving the constant value as actual. I'm giving the constant as actual. In plan, I'm giving the constant value as plan. Actual to actual, plan to plan, and click OK. Now what I'm trying to do over here, what is that I'm trying to do over here, participants? I'm trying to indicate whatever the data that is coming from actual projection is nothing but actual. Data coming from plan, it will indicate as plan. Okay, now I'll click OK. And then let us click on the aggregation. Click on the indicator. Let us drag and drop VV010. This is actual. Let me drag and drop onto VV01001. So indicator is something which is trying to identify what values are coming from what source. Please see here. What indicator is trying to do? The data coming from actual, for all the values, it is going to give a constant value called actual. Data coming from plan, for all the values that are coming for plan, it will give a constant value called plan. Click OK. Now, I click on VV010. Click on semantics. Click validate. And click save and activate. And click data preview. Drag and drop the year column. Drag and drop VV010. Drag and drop VV01001. Drag and drop the difference column. Now, click on table. Drag and drop the year column. 1996. So in the year 1996, here you see actual gross, plan gross, and the difference. Actual, plan, and difference. Now let me, sorry, this is, I think, one minute please. Click on activate, data preview. I think I did not indicate it over here. Let me close everything and open again. It's not activated. Basically, it's not activated. Now it is activated. Click data preview. Drag and drop the year column. So here you can see years. Drag and drop the indicator column. So here you can see 1996 actual, 1996 plan. 1997 actual, 1997 plan. And drag and drop VV010. What do we see here? For 1996, what is the actual value? What is the plan? 1997, you can see actual, you can see plan. what is that we cannot see here? What is that we cannot see? We cannot see the difference column. Do you see participants? I don't see the difference column. Okay, participants. And their difference in 3 separate columns in a report. Okay, participants. All the participants are okay. Okay, so let us go to the next question. This we will discuss when we discuss about the freestyle search. This question I will discuss in future, which is called as fuzzy search. Which task can you perform with the data provisioning in the HANA Studio? So, in order to work on data provisioning in the SAP HANA Studio, which of the following tasks can you perform? Start replication, filter replicated data, apply data transformations, suspend replication of tables. So which task can you perform? GC participants, when I go back, click window, perspective, reset perspective, click yes. So once you click yes, click on data provisioning, select the system, click finish. So what task can you perform over here? Load, replicate, stop replication, suspend and resume. Load, replicate, stop replication, suspend and resume. So these are the options that we have in order to do the replication of data. So let us click back. So what is the answer for this? Start replication, suspend replication. But we cannot do filter replicated data. We cannot apply data transformations. We cannot do any data transformations, or we cannot filter data in the HANA Studio. If you want to proceed to filter data or to apply data transformations, it's only possible on the SLT server. Where on the SLT server this is possible? there is a special T code SAP designed which is known as LTRC. So if I double click on SAP logon, if I double click on SLT, the username is best, password W capital welcome 123. Enter the T code LTRC. So this is where you're creating a connection. Click on new GUI window. There's a T code IUUC underscore REPL underscore content. Once you enter this transaction code, click enter. Once you enter, now here you can see whatever the configurations that you see in LTRC. Whatever the configurations that we see in LTRC, the same configurations you can see over here also. Here also you can see the same configurations. So double click. Once you double click, expand table settings, double click on global mapping values. If you want to write any rules, click on add table. This you can add in any table. So here you can see event related rules, field related rules. So here you can begin of processing. So you can include program names. You can write an include program. So you can do data transformations, and you can filter data. But where this is possible, inside the HANA Studio or inside the SLT server. It's possible inside the SLT server, not in the HANA Studio. So for this question, the right answer, start replication of tables and suspend replication of tables. Now these both are the right answers. Okay, participants. Now let us go to the next question. So all the participants okay until here? So let us go to the next question. Which of the following are the characteristics of an operational data mart based on SAP HANA? So the question here is, which of the following are the characteristics of an operational data mart? What is operational data mart? Operational versus historical. Operations means at this point of time, what is happening in my business? Operations. So operational data mart, what are its characteristics for an operational data mart? What are the characteristics for an operational data mart? It is based on analytic denormalized data models. It uses real-time replication for time-critical data. It runs directly on top of operational data. It persists transformed data. Which of the following are the characteristics of an operational data mart? based on SAP HANA. Okay, the answer is operational data mart is based on denormalized or normalized. So here it is denormalized. Denormalized means for historical. Operational data always stores data in normalized fashion. Operational data uses real time. It uses real time replication, and it is time critical. It runs directly on top of operational data. Directly it runs on operational data. It persists transformed data. So it do not persist any transformed data. So there is no history. To persist is history. You're trying to persist data that would transform data. So this belongs to analytics, denormalized. Persisting transformed data and analyzing on history is again analytics. So for operational, it uses real time. It runs directly on operational data. So for question number 9, the answer is B and C. Real time is the characteristic of operational, and running directly or ECC powered by HANA, CRM powered by HANA, SRM powered by HANA, all these systems runs directly on top of operational data. Question number 10. You would like to authorize a user to select delete data from a specific column table. The user should also be able to grant this authorization to other users. Which privilege do you need to implement? Here we are talking about a table. A table is nothing but an object. A table is an object. To restrict data or to select or to delete data for this particular object called table, which privilege do we use? Analytic privilege is used to see data at the runtime of the user execution. System privilege is used to control system options. Package privilege is used to control packages. Object privilege. Table is nothing but an object. So you can control the table privileges using object privilege. But where do we see this? Let us go back. Excuse me. Let us close the content, expand the security, expand roles. Right click on any role, click new role. Once you click on new role, so here we can see different options like system privilege to control system options like backup, catalog read, data admin, create scenario, create schema. All this is part of system privilege. Click on object privilege. Click on the plus icon. So here you can see there are different schemas. Here we can see there are different schemas. So in this schema, a schema is a collection of database objects like tables. So this is one table. If you select any of the table, so can I select, can I delete? I select and delete. I can control this table using privileges like delete privilege, select privilege. And this is nothing but it comes under object. Analytic privilege. It is used to control data at the runtime of the user execution. This is to control access to data. A German user cannot see data accessed by Indian user. Indian users cannot see data accessing based on German users. So what we are trying to do, we're trying to control data at the runtime of the user execution. How are we trying to control? Using analytic privilege. Package privilege. Package privilege is used to control data. Sorry, it is used to control objects based on packages. Once you restrict certain package, only within the package I can see data models. I can see objects only related to that particular package. For example, all the objects with regards to logistics is in one package. All the objects that are related to finance is another package. Now what I can do, I only want to give access to models with regards to logistics. Then I only assign the logistics package. So you can control these objects using package. Now please see here. When I expand the catalog, content. So within one package, there are multiple sub-packages. Here you see there are three sub-packages. So what I can do, I can only give August 18. I can see everything within this August 18. I can give this August 19. So I can control these packages using package privilege. Okay, participants. Next. Question number 10. So let us go to the next question. Question number 11. This question, I think participants know the answer. Which information model can you use with measures from multiple fact tables? Which information model do you use with measures with multiple fact tables? When you want multiple fact tables, which information model we use? When you want to access data from multiple fact tables, okay, which information model cannot take multiple fact table? Fact is nothing but transaction data. We cannot request measures from multiple fact tables. We cannot request measures from multiple fact tables. So which information model is that? Analytic view. Analytic views cannot access data from multiple transaction tables, whereas calculation view can access data from multiple fact tables. So for this, the answer is calculation view. Let us go to the next question. Participants, did we see this topic DXE? Did we cover this topic called DXE, direct extractor connection. Okay, we will cover this topic, then we can discuss this question. So what I will do is this question I will discuss once I complete this topic, because it's a lengthy topic. It takes about 2 hours to cover this topic. So in future I will discuss this question, but just a quick answer for this is the connection type is a HTTP connection. What is the connection that DXE use? What is the connection that DXE use? It uses HTTP connection. It uses a HTTP connection. Question number 13. Which of the following can be grouped when multiple schemas exist in SAP HANA database? Which of the following can be grouped when multiple schemas exist in SAP HANA database? What can you group? So what you can do grouping? Which of the following can be grouped when multiple schemas? So in a schema, what can you group? What is a schema? A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. Now what can we group under schema? We can group data tables. So which of the following can be grouped when multiple schemas exist in SAP HANA database? When you have multiple schemas, or can you group data tables? Which of the following can be grouped when multiple schemas exist in SAP HANA database? You can group data tables. Okay, participants, I'll stop the session here for today. I'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow again we can. Today, I'll continue tomorrow. So we will finish the certification questions. So whatever we study until now, I would like to finish the certification questions. During this, everything for every question, I would like to show it on system so that it can register for the participants where this option is, especially before the certification. If you run through these questions, I'm 100% confident you'll get more than 80% in the certification. Just running through these questions once again. Thank you all the participants. I will see you in tomorrow's session. Good morning and good night. Thank you.